Governor? Do we have a microphone for the governor? Or we can give him this one, I guess. I just want to remind you that Robert's Rules of Order indicate that you can't go over 10 minutes.
Thank you, Clint. Thanks for that reminder. Thanks for not objecting. It's really kind of you. And I'm really thrilled to be in Richmond. I'll keep it short. I first want to thank the school board for their hard work, Clint for the hard work he's doing. The select board, as expected, is up next, right? So they must be here too. Thanks for all the great work. I actually served on the Putney Board of Selectmen for select people for many years. So 7 years, I know how annoying it is to have a governor stop by and take too much time. So I'll keep it short. I do want to give a shout out to a couple of folks, your legislative team. You've got the best legislative team that anyone could dream of in Vermont, but a huge thank you to Ann O'Brien. She's up there on the Appropriations Committee, balancing budgets, making a tough decision, supporting Vermont's quality of life. So thank you, Ann, for your great work. And I have to give a shout out to my friend Michael Sorokin, your new state senator. As you know, Sally Fox was doing an extraordinary job for Chittenden County. She passed away. Her husband, Michael, was good enough to say, I want to carry on a legacy, so I got to appoint him with a single vote. I hope he'll join me in the future because he's doing an extraordinary job as well. So thank you, Mike. I've got my Secretary of Administration here, Jeff Spalding. He's going to take the tough questions. And Scott Coriel is here as well. Listen, I'll be brief because I really want to answer questions if you have them, so we got to use this 10 minutes quickly. What we do every day when I wake up, as I promised that I would do when you gave me the privilege of having this job. And by the way, there's no better political job in America than a governor of Vermont because we can actually get things done together. But coming out of the worst recession, obviously the goal was to focus on economic recovery and maintaining Vermont's extraordinary quality of life. We're making progress. We now have the lowest unemployment rate this side of the Mississippi. We've created 11,000 new jobs since I've been governor. And a lot of folks are doing better than they were a few years ago, but not enough. And the frustrating thing about this economic recovery, not just in Vermont, but across the nation, is that we still have too many Vermonters and Americans who are working really hard, but find that their incomes aren't rising and they're being left behind. It's particularly hitting, as you know, working folks in the middle class. So the question for us in Vermont is, well, you know, what can a governor do? What can the legislature do? What can we all do together to lift the boats of all, not just those who are doing pretty well already? There are 4 things that we've really been focused on. The first is bringing broadband to every last mile of Vermont, because when you're in rural parts of Vermont, like where I was born and raised, Putney, you still don't have adequate broadband. So we're going to get that done. We're on track. We've now identified solutions for almost every single Vermonter. And we will be the state that has high-speed internet access to every last mile. Second, education. Your school board is working hard with you, very challenging times, but you know that we can't grow jobs unless we have the best education system in the country, bar none. So from early child education to higher education to workforce retraining, we're focused on trying to do even a better job. We're doing well. We've got the highest graduation rate from high school in America. Our problem is that we're not moving enough low-income kids beyond high school. So we've got to work to do a better job of that to meet the needs of this workforce. Third, healthcare. As you know, we're implementing the Affordable Care Act to try and get access for health insurance for all Vermonters, but it doesn't do enough. What's wrong? Why doesn't it? It doesn't do enough to contain cost. So we're working very hard in Vermont on our own effort to reduce healthcare costs by moving from a fee-for-service, quantity-based reimbursement system to one where we reimburse for quality of care. Getting off the smokes, eating well, eating good Vermont-grown food instead of that other stuff. Doing all the things we know we should be doing. And the Vermont Healthcare Board is working very hard on that while we try to come up with a better way to pay for healthcare so that everyone can have it based upon being a resident of the state of Vermont, not who you work for or how wealthy you might be lucky enough to be. And finally, as you know, I feel very strongly that the one thing that could really undermine our quality of life is opiate addiction in Vermont and the rising tide of addiction. So we're working very creatively, whether it's Oxycontin and FDA-approved drugs, which then often lead to heroin, to ensure that we are the state that deals with this as a healthcare crisis, moving people into recovery, to keep our streets safer, to have more Vermonters able to work and have productive lives, and to really approach this crisis as the healthcare challenge that it is. So those are the few of the things that we're working on. Things are looking up. We've still got a lot more work to do. I'd be happy to answer questions if Clint wants me to, and if you have any.